Hello everyone, good afternoon.
Everyone, by 1:30, ma-start kita sa aton nga program. Hello, everyone. Before we begin, let us first have a roll call. Where are the BSENTREP freshmen? Please leave a comment in the comment section. How about the second years? And of course, our third years. And last but definitely not the least, the fourth years. Hindi ka mo maghuya-huya comment sa ating comment section para ka-interact kita sa ating nga live. Would like to acknowledge the presence of our resource speaker, Mr. Jason Mendoza, and also with our program coordinator and advisor, yes, na Maricar Iyaw. Everyone, please leave a comment in the comment section. Drop your section, guys. If you're from BSENTREP 1A, comment 1A. Or sa chat box, ang mga naka-enter sa atin na Zoom. Hello mga alin sa BSENTREP. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome sa participants from BSENTREP 4B and also sa 2A. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome sa atin na live from BSENTREP 3C. Welcome everyone from BSENTREP 1A. Good afternoon man, BSENTREP 4D. Guys, let's drop yellow heart sa atin na comment section. Okay, shout out for our graduating students. Please drop blue hearts sa atin na comment section.
Let's start. I want to see the students from UP 1A. So where are the students from UP 1A? Can you draw? a hashtag a present and
Hello, everyone. In 2 minutes, we will start our program and just relax and be with us. Okay, since everyone is here, I'll tell the do's and don'ts for our webinar. Do's, check your internet connection. Make sure that your device is fully charged or you have charger prepared. Focus on the webinar and the speaker. Utilize the comment section if you have questions. Don't avoid crowded area when you're attending the webinar. Do not forget to take down notes, and you should not stray to the agenda. Online learning is not the next big thing. It is now the big thing. So instead of bringing the people to learning, we must bring learning to people. It's been so long since COVID-19 pandemic started and take away the life we used to live. It brought us to a new normal and just a glimpse of our naked eye. Things that's around us started to change. We go out less, meetings, events, and classes that are supposed to be held personally. And we can no longer move freely outside due to the threat of coronavirus. This sudden changes caused anxiety and stress to most of us, but we must empower ourselves to not stop dreaming and moving forward amidst the tough battle we are going through. It is not the pandemic that will stop us to learn, grow, and celebrate things like this, even if it will be done virtually. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ellen Rose Olmo, your host for today's webinar, and I welcome you to the 30th Entrepreneurs Week virtual celebration with the theme Resilience Through Change, Embracing the New Normal Towards Students, Empowerment, and Excellence. To start our program, let us all listen for the playing of our national anthem to be followed by the doxology.
sa sinahana. Alam ng puso sa dinig mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kulit ka lang mamigil. Sa manlulupi, di ka masisig. Sa lahat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit ang baka. May nilatang tula at ahon sa kulay minamahal. Ang sarang matawat, kulit at kumpay na natitigil. Ang iluming na tarang niyang kayan pa may mamigil. Lugar ang araw na aming pagsinamoy natin sa piling mo. Ang higaya dapat may mga api ang mamatay na dahil sa'yo.
By the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. Oh, who dwell in dark and sin, my hand will save. I who made the stars of night, I will make their darkness bright. Who will bear my light to them? Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. By the Lord of snow and rain, I have borne my people's pain. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone, give them hearts for love alone. I will speak my words to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. And I will go, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. I will go when you lead me. Father, lead me. I will go, I will follow endlessly. Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling
I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Neddy Coldevero, CM Faculty and Research Coordinator, Graduate Program. So at this juncture, let us welcome the always beautiful, hardworking Faculty Program Coordinator of Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurship, Professor Maricar V. Yao, Certified Public Accountant and Masters of Business Administration, for her opening remarks.
To our ever dynamic and excellent Dean of the College of Management, Dr. Ian Arcega, to all the dedicated faculty and staff, and the persistent officers and students of the college, it is a glorious moment to extend my warmest wishes to you all. I want to convey my heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Jason Mendoza, for despite of having a busy schedule, he accepted our invitation and sincerely committed to be the source of light in this afternoon's webinar. Today, we applaud the ideas of the whole CM team, the faculty and officers headed by our brilliant dean. Thank you also to the BS Entrepreneurship students who are with us virtually today, which helped to make this event a successful one. We are celebrating the 13th Entrepreneurship Week with a theme, Resilience Through Change, Embracing the New Normal Towards Student Empowerment and Excellence. The objective of this webinar is that through the actual experience of our speaker, he can share his thoughts to help you, the BS Entrepreneurship students, to open your minds about non-traditional business models and to learn the new key trends these days. Entrepreneurship is an engine of economic growth. It has been the source of countless ideas, which many of them were already translated and used in the actual business world. So, with this webinar, may you guys enjoy this moment of new learnings. Do not be afraid to grow, to create, and innovate. Even this is just a short period of time of fun and learning, I hope that you will instill the learnings that you will be getting today and get inspired to become a successful entrepreneur someday. So without further ado, I am welcoming you all to this event, CM Talks, the lecture series, the webinar for BS Entrepreneurship students.
Thank you, Ma'am Maricar. I know y'all have an idea on who's our speaker for today, but to know him more, maybe call on Dr. Neddy S. Coldevero, Masters of Arts in Teaching and a faculty member of College of Management, for the introduction of our resource speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear participants, good afternoon. Our speaker for this afternoon is a graduate of Bachelor in Accountancy in Colegio de la Purísima Concepción as cum laude in 2013. He became an accountant of Solidar, Switzerland in 2014, a college instructor of Colegio de la Purísima Concepción in 2014 to 2015, Senior Sub-Grants and Finance Officer of CARE in 2014 to 2019, a co-founder, Business Development and Finance Officer of AGAP CARE Philippines in 2019 to present, a financial consultant of DGB Bildungswerk in Germany from 2020 to present, a part-time remote accountant of Sterlington in New York City boutique law firm from 2019 to present. Dear participants, it is an honor for me to give you the financial consultant, remote accountant, a certified public accountant, Mr. Jason Mendoza. Sir, good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Neddy. Mamargar, thank you very much for inviting me here. It's always such an honor to speak to our students. As you said, yeah, despite my busy schedule, I always allot time for things like this. I think I could say engagements like this are the ones still making me sane. So before I start, let me show you my face for those who don't know me yet. I see familiar names here. Jeff is still here. Oh yeah, Jeff is graduating, right, Jeff? I think Jeff invited me last year for the same event. And I was a professor. Oh, I was an instructor in CapSU. I'm not sure what year, but I was there for a year or so. So yeah, CapSU is close to my heart as well. Sharing my screen now. Let me know if you see it. Can someone please confirm if you're seeing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
Sir
right.
Jace.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let me turn off my video so that it will not eat up your bandwidth. Let me full screen this one first. All right. So I'm tasked today to share with you what I think, and based on what I've read, what I've seen, and what is I think will happen in the coming years post pandemic, and how it will shape how we conduct businesses in the Philippines and of course around the globe. You could not, I think, start a business without looking at the macro scale. You should always step back, look at the national level, provincial, and of course, dream big globally. All right. So without further ado, here's what I think are the business trends, or it's actually happening now post pandemic. Number one is, although this is already happening in the Philippines, but globally this would be a disruption. Guys, I had a problem earlier, but can you confirm if you're seeing my screen? I mean the franchises deck part.
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Restop and reshare. I had the same problem earlier with the BSA. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, as I've said, it is happening in the Philippines, but globally, this would be a disruption, primarily perhaps in the next 1 to 5 years. Franchises is and will still be hot in the sense that given that we have just gone through, hopefully soon, very soon, past the pandemic, there is a caution among budding entrepreneurs. There is this somehow fear factor of starting their very business anew. So it would be logical, especially if you have the resources to buy or acquire a business model through franchise that is already well developed, well established, and has tested or gone through successfully the pandemic. However, I've seen a lot of also, if you're scrolling through your social media pages, you will see a lot of offerings in terms of franchising a business. They come as very cheap. They come with a lot of promises, unfortunately. So please, very cautious of those kinds of franchise offers. What you need to look at, number one, for franchisees or franchises, are the proven history. If they could not provide you, say, a financial historical statement, block them already. Okay? Established and well-proven franchises have proven financial record. All right? If they could not provide you with that, probably it's unfortunately a fly-by-night franchise company. I've messaged a lot of them just to try my theory, and unfortunately it's true. The moment you ask all the pertinent details, they will stop responding and eventually block you, right? But yes, franchises will be here to stay, and it will disrupt probably the business industry. Next would be this one. I think this is primarily because the way how unfortunately our government handled our educational system throughout the pandemic. Although there were hybrid models, there were virtual classes, unfortunately, those in the lower years, especially the preschool going up to elementary, there's really that information gap, especially if you are in the public school or semi-private, wherein yun nga, there's the joke that the honors list are the parents, the titos, the titas, the kuyas, and ates. Our kids, unfortunately, again, has not received the education they needed. So post-pandemic, businesses that will revolve or anchor on this need, wherein it will fill the gap of those learning mishaps, will thrive post-pandemic. I am seeing already a lot of, actually there are here in Roa City, that is trying to pivot on this advantage, but we'll see in the coming years how it will progress. Unfortunately, this kind of business is quite expensive, so you need a lot of resources and a lot of time. But again, pag gusto, may paraan. All right? This is another sad news. Unfortunately, there are established businesses during the or throughout the pandemic, even up until now, who are just basically staying afloat. Kumbaga, nandun ka sa gitna ng dagat, you're just swimming. You're there, you're alive, but you're stagnant. You're swimming without any directions. You're just barely surviving. You don't, hindi ka lumalangoy papunta sa isla para makaahon, kumbaga. And unfortunately for these businesses, they have to sell just to continue their operations. Now, this is a good chance for you and budding entrepreneurs to look out for. Why? Because again, look at the track record, look at the history. They were able to survive the pandemic. It's just that they were able to survive because they exhausted their resources. Now, for them to post-pandemic, for them to continue to operate, continue to grow, they just need a little boost. They just need a little help. They just need a little influx of capital and resources. And that's where smart entrepreneurs will come in. They could buy the company as a whole and retain the owners as the CEO, whatever, or to manage the operations, or they could buy a part of the company. And by doing so, they are both helping the company they're buying and themselves. Because again, these businesses, sorry, natawa ako dun ah. These businesses have stood or have gone through the waves of the pandemic. All right. Okay. Oops, going back. Okay. Now, again, I think this one is a no-brainer. This is, I think, applicable to any facets of what you're doing right now. Business who acted fast will drive. Okay? Business who are able to find that pivot. That's why I think it's a technical term in startup wherein you have to realign your goals, your strategy, your mission vision for you to get to the next level. Let me tell you a story. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but pag pumunta kayo sa Iloilo, magkadto mo bala sa may Iloilo, mag-aagi ka mo sa Leganes, may dira sang what do you call this? Ice station or ice factory. I don't know what's the term. But it's basically owned by Mig Subiri. And this particular person nag-thrive yung kumbaga business niya during Yolanda. It's because I think hindi pa nagla-landfall yung Yolanda. He already forecasted or projected that everybody would need generators. Everybody would need a lot of secondary power supply. So he invested a lot on his company. It was a small ice factory back then. And after Yolanda, his ice factory has grown exponentially. And from a very small, I think, factory in Cebu, it's all over now in the Philippines. So there's a saying that great businessmen find opportunities amid tragedy, sorry. And it's really, really true. It's true for Henry C. It's true for the Gokong Ways. It's basically true for those people who are very successful right now. So you need to find whatever that I think it's a needle in a haystack, but once you find it, it's your golden ticket to growing your business or unlocking the growth of the enterprise that you wanted to. Okay. Now you will also, I think this is very rampant here, even in our city. Many restaurants have already opted for multiple channels. They do online delivery. They do pre-packed meal kits. Yung hindi pa luto, kayo yung magdi-DIY sa bahay. And then may cooking lessons with the chefs online. Anything goes. As long as it penetrates the your customer base, and you are able to generate the return that you wanted, well and good. Okay? Business who acted fast will thrive. And actually, there's a caveat fast, but I think there should be a well-calculated risk assumption. Okay? Hindi lang basta mabilis, but it should also be backed by research, backed by endless market study and everything. Okay? Sorry. Ito yung medyo hindi pa na-feel dito locally, but this one is happening in Manila right now. This one is happening already globally, and as usual, late ang Philippine market by 5 to 10 years, unfortunately. So each geographical area, each customer somehow, as we know, we need a certain level of customization based on the products we want, based on the services we wanted to receive. So companies who are able to address that will likely grow exponentially as well. Okay. There are companies in Manila right now. I'm thinking of an example wherein bikes. Yeah, bikes was a hit, especially I think in the middle of 2020. Now there's this one company in Manila wherein they did not just offer bikes, they did offer literally customization from the pedal, from the brakes, from the tawag dun, from the wheels, everything. And you are able to do it at the comfort of your home. Just key into the mobile app, find that particular design you want. And it's basically cooking. You add up all the ingredients you want, and then after checkout, voila, you have the product you want. And this particular company, even if they're quite expensive, but since they offer custom options and there's a certain feeling, even as customer, even me, if there's a certain custom feeling, there's personalization in the way you treat me when I order products from you, I will definitely pay for that, even if it's quite expensive. Okay, it's the service. It's sometimes it's the subconscious telling you, "Hey, this is better," which most of the time it is, but not every time. Okay. Next is this one, not the literal sense of mobile business, but if you are able to do your business anywhere, okay, you will be sought after. Imagine lang, after the pandemic, you'll never know kailan magsusurge ulit. You'll never know if meron pa ulit na new variants whatsoever, and you sign a 3-year lease in a particular area, and then boom, nag-surge ulit. Nakunwood, wag naman sana. So that type of business, brick and mortars, as we say, yung may kinakailangang physical space to conduct their business, they may be not as attractive as those businesses na do not require a storefront, do not require a physical space. Okay? I think meron na rin dito nito sa, yung registered business. There's a lot of this enterprise here in our city, but those registered like home cleaning. This is actually a very big industry in Thailand, wherein you are able to book a set of cleaners for your home in just few taps, and it's very cheap. Unfortunately, dito sa Pilipinas, I think there's 2 in Manila, but here in Rojas, it's through Facebook Messenger. Still a good effort, but we are not there yet. All right. Also, there's this surge of laundromats. You will see this in any cities right now, but there's this company, I think in Manila and Cebu, meron din, that they actually don't have a physical laundromat. What they do is they have a big one physical warehouse, which is not hindi na pinupuntahan ng customer. It's basically you book from the app, or that laundromat will pick up the laundry from your place, deliver it to their warehouse, do the laundry, and deliver it back to yourself. Okay? There are pros and cons. Pros would be significantly, it will lower your overhead. Mababa yung kailangan mo sa overhead in terms of renting the space. It's pretty much zero. And the human capital or human labor that you need to keep the place or to attend the place. All right. So if you're thinking of a business, it's a good, I think, consideration right now to start small. That's why I always say, start small and scale fast and make it flexible. Make it as mobile, as agile as possible right now. Okay. Of course, there are businesses that does not fit to this criteria, but if your business or your ideas, you're able to consider this, well and good. Okay. Now, marketing. I think this is the future already. You will see less and less of TV ads, although the traditional marketing channels are still there, but they are very least effective right now. And you will notice here that by this year, actually, I was surprised as well with the figure. It's already 105 billion industry, just the social media spending, guys. It's social media ads. There are a lot of non-traditional marketing channels, as you know, but social media ads, especially with the advent of AI, which I will discuss later, it will significantly and exponentially increase. So if you have a business, never shy away of spending money through social media ads. And yes, it's really effective, guys. I have a very, very small say enterprise that I have, and I spend a lot on Facebook, and it provides me returns that I could not generate if I use traditional marketing. Okay? And press releases will significantly go down, and it's technically a thing of the past. All right? Who those press releases? I think only artists, agencies, management. But if you have products, multimedia, social media is, I think, the go-to. Okay, now tech. Now this is where the juicy part comes in. And as you know, we are very fortunate that we are the generation who is experiencing this accelerated growth and adoption of tech anywhere. I discussed this as well with the accountancy students earlier, and it's true with any business. Number one is augmented reality. You know, Facebook or Meta is a behemoth. It's a gargantuan, I think, enterprise. And now they are investing substantial resources into augmented and virtual reality. I hope you've seen Mark Zuckerberg's presentation of the metaverse. So imagine right now, if you're buying a house, or if you're buying a condo unit, or if you're buying just say a sofa, the best you could do remotely is check it via your mobile phone. Check the pictures. So basically 2D. Hindi mo makita yung actual dimension, hindi mo makita yung, although you could see the measurements, but unless you have tape measures beside you, you could not imagine how big, how small that is. Now with augmented and virtual reality, and this is already actually happening. I think the big ones, the Ayala, the SMDCs, their prime properties right now. If you want to inquire or if you want to visit the site or you want to see the room, you want to see the property, you don't need to go to the property anymore. You just wear a VR camera or a VR lens, VR Google Lens, what you have you, and then you are able to somehow feel and see the actual space, the actual dimensions of the product you wanted to buy. In this case, a property, a house, or a condo. I think SM is also developing for its, but this is in the pipeline. I just saw this in the news earlier this year, that for their products, they're just, especially the furniture ones, you will be able later to even feel the texture of the sofa. Imagine that at the comfort of your home. I think it's either SM or the Villar group who will do that first. But I think it's Villar eventually. Villars, if you were able to enter all home stores, unfortunately, we don't have here in Rojas. We have in Manila. The nearest is in Iloilo, Pavia. Not sure if it's Pavia, but meron sa isa sa Iloilo. But everything is already gearing towards AR and VR. They're preparing AR and VR. Also, imagine having to order dresses that you could actually fit without actually having that dress in your home. That's the future, and you have to equip yourselves as entrepreneur students right now, the nitty-gritties of this space, because this will come in handy the moment you come into the workforce. Okay, and then AI and big data. AI I've discussed. Augmented reality pala yun. Artificial intelligence and big data should go hand in hand. Basically, artificial intelligence makes everybody's life easier. Big data are basically huge volumes ng data sets. Imagine Excel, punuin mo yung Excel, times mo 10,000 Excel files. With big data and AI, they could analyze that level or volumes of data in a significantly short period of time. Okay? So once you have that information, you are able to leverage whatever information you have to relevant decision making. And as I've always said, even whatever course you have right now, in the next 5-10 years, data is king. Okay? Data is king everywhere. In your ads, in your financial statements, in your customer acquisition information, data is king. So if you have the time, you should find the time, study anything about data. Kahit pa konti-konti lang, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, read news, read snippets of what the data revolution is going to be. It will really, kumbaga, broaden your vision, because tendency is, as students right now, you are just, kumbaga, boxed with what you're studying, which is not bad. You could focus with that, but you have a lot of time, and that's my biggest regret when I was in college. I had a lot of time and I used it eating. So if you have spare time, study, read anything about data. Okay, data analytics would be a good start. All right. What else? Quick commerce. Now, ito, ano gid ni? I think this is human nature that when we want something, we want it fast, we want it quick, we want it now na, kumbaga. Unfortunately, unlike in the Western countries where they have Amazon 24 hours deliveries, 2 hours delivery, literally guys, half day delivery. The moment you place an order and you have set a period of time when it's going to be delivered, it's at your doorstep. The Philippines, yes, we are getting there. I think sa Manila, Lazada and Shopee right now is gearing towards same day delivery. But I don't think hindi pa nangyayari. But the next day delivery, yes, it's happening in Manila right now. So imagine you order today, next day nandiyan na. Imagine you order at 12 noon, by 5 p.m. nandiyan na. That part of human nature is what's feeding the quick commerce. And yeah, it's here to stay, and it will still be there in the future. All right. And I think this will kill the brick and mortars eventually, because if everybody is into quick commerce, the malls and other brick and mortars places would primarily be leisure and recreational spaces only, and it's not, I think, conducive for shopping, because why go to the mall if you could do it at the comfort of your home? And on top of that, may AI ka na, may virtual reality ka pa, so everything is at your sofa. Okay. Oops, sorry. Ito, live selling. Okay. Actually, live stream commerce, even before the pandemic, nandyan na siya. It's primarily a business model being used in China. Big companies are live streaming their products through influencers, through their respective marketing channels. And I think sa Pilipinas, mas naging mas naging kilala during the pandemic because everybody is at home. And actually, it's very profitable business as long as you have the patience, you have the right products, the 4Ps, what have you. But globally, I think bigger brands, bigger conglomerates are also investing now in live stream commerce. And yeah, it's growing, although not as much as the social media spending, but this one is around $11 or $11 billion right now. Okay, so mine, and eventually you will find that a golden ticket. All right. I think I will spend more time the question and answer. So yeah, basically that's it. And as I've flashed this earlier with the accountancy students, in everything you do, I always live by this 4 words of Steve Jobs: stay hungry. This is ironic that I think contentment is not in my DNA. I mean, contentment in a good sense. I am contented with what I have, but if I can have more without stepping on other toes or others' feet, why not? Diba? So stay hungry for learning, stay hungry for the thirst to thrive, stay hungry to grow your business, stay hungry to finish your courses, stay hungry to ace your exams, and stay foolish. This one is very fit to Entrep students. Be creative. Don't be boxed or don't be siloed with what you have learned. There's so much to learn. So you have to unlearn, learn, and relearn. All right. I hope I imparted something that you will be able to use now, later. So yeah, thank you. Oops, stop sharing.
Thank you for the good words and lessons that you had imparted to our minds through your discussion, sir. This will serve as a light of hope and inspiration to the aspiring entrepreneurs in this webinar as we walk through the road of turning our dreams into reality. So now, to know more what's in our participant's mind after hearing the talk, we'll be having a question and answer. So if you have any question, please comment on the comment section to be recognized, and it will be answered by Mr. Mendoza. Guys,
Guys, can you please give me 2 minutes? I have questions here already. I will read them back. I'll just get water. 2 minutes. Hi guys, I'm back. So I have 2 questions here now. Oh, Joseph, you're still here? I'm a Maricar. I just wanted to wanted to clarify. Business employing websites. You mean like JobStreet, like that?
No, Sir Jace. Businesses nga sila gidya may ara sa own website. Kumbaga nag-create sila sa website and then their products are posted
Oh,
there. Then their clients can just click no to choose whatever product they want to purchase.
well, number one, it's really a good investment. I forgot the technical term of this kinds of business, but I think the way you earn from this one is number one, you generate traffic or you generate earnings through ads by generating traffic, or number two, you ask some users of the platform a certain fee. It could be a per order basis. It could be per uh, per period. But to the question of how it will cost, it actually depends on the range or the type of products you wanna list there. So I think the best gauge you could ask is the developer themselves, because unless you have the rough idea already of how the websites will look like, they could definitely tell you how much it would cost. And fortunately, it will cost a lot unless you have a family or relative. Although, please don't discount their skills. Yeah, it's really costly. I had this. If you pay for top-notch talent, I think one module alone, say one module in Food Panda, one interface there would cost you 500,000 pesos already. But my advice is try and explore Meta's business suite first. It's basically Facebook's or Meta's business app. You could download it through or it's in Facebook directly, but you could download the app separately. It's one of the I think the expansion that Facebook is looking into. They're capitalizing on their business platforms. So yeah, but it's definitely a good investment, provided you already have the everything laid out, what you wanted the interface would be, what the clients will have to be, basically the roadmap and the business model canvas for that. I hope I answered your question, ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Jace.
Okay, Sir Joseph, what tip can you give to those who wanted to start business? Number one, umutang kay Sir Joseph. Dami siyang pera. Kidding aside. Okay. Guys, for everybody's knowledge, Joseph was one of my students. So yeah, it's an internal joke. Okay. Start a business with little or no capital. To be honest, starting a business is easy, okay? But it's the end goal that's hard, okay? What you have to, I think, consider before even starting a business is, what do you want to get from it? Do you want just a business that will give you a stable cash flow to sustain your finances? Do you want a business that will scale in the 5 to 10 years? Do you want your business to scale within or nationwide, or do you want the business to scale globally? Okay, I think you should have to pinpoint that first, because again, ano nga to? It follows it's proportionate The more resources, and not only capital, the more resources you pour into your business, the more likelihood na it will grow and it will succeed. Okay, you could start a business ideally from zero or nada, but you have to find that sweet spot wherein you are able to leverage resources. And how do you do that? Dalawa lang, OPM and OPT. Other people's money and other people's time. If you are able to have that resource, OPM and OPT, without paying for a dime, good for you. But that's very hard. Okay? Again, if you want to start a business, make sure you have the end goal in mind, or sabi nga, begin with the end in mind. And from there, you make your business model canvas and determine if kaya ba ng little or no capital. There are fairy tale stories, but unfortunately, it's a fraction of a percentage of the of successful businesses. Okay? Yung makikita nyo kay KMGS, nakikita mo kay Corina Sanchez, growing from 2000. It happens, but very, very rare, to be honest. Okay? In the startup space right now in the Philippines, ang daming sobrang dedicated, ang daming sobrang founders wherein they get a lot of funding from other angel investors. Unfortunately, it's medyo kulang sa execution, kulang sa tamang roadmap. That's why hindi rin siya nagsasucceed. Yun pala yung isa. Ask for funding. Other people's money then actually. But if you have an idea that actually solves a problem, you could ask for funding. This is not an advertisement, also a segue, but I always preach this startup, Cropital, Invested. You could check it out, guys, after this talk. It's basically an education startup in the Philippines that provides student loans. Student loans that are are way cheaper than your regular loans sa banks, sa financing institutions, etc. And actually, CapSU could partner with them. They have partnered with a lot of universities already around the Philippines, so perhaps you could check it out. I'll type it here. Yeah, something like this. This business is what you call a social enterprise. So the way it do is it's addressing a decade or centuries old problem in the Philippines. That's why investors are willing to put their money with no promise of return. And yeah, for 5 years, they have grown. Hopefully, they become the next unicorn in the Philippines. So yeah. Okay, next. Since the outbreak of the pandemic, many businesses have sprouted, but I'd like to know what kind we should start if we want to start a business in the midst of the pandemic. Okay, number one, again, begin with the end in mind. Number two, start with something you are comfortable doing so. Something na medyo may expertise ka. Third is, make sure before you start a business, since it's a very cutthroat competition right now, you have that competitive edge sa product mo. Okay? Tingnan nyo na lang, when milk tea started surging, everybody sold milk tea. When takoyaki was booming, everybody sold takoyaki, pero hindi siya nag-last. Okay? You could start, it will float by a few years, but it's not sustainable. Okay? Dapat always may kumbaga may competitive edge. Coffee shops here and there, but again, find that competitive edge para hindi masayang kapital and you are able to survive the pandemic. Oh yeah, Oh, digital marketing pala yun. Thanks, ma'am. Okay, be contented of what you have right now. Haha, yes, sir. I'm contented with my, oh no, it's an internal joke. Not here. Okay, next. Sir Jace, ang tanong ko lang po regarding sa mga nag-uumpisa pala ng negosyo, ano po ba may advice niyo sa maliit na entrepreneurs? Wala namin sa sari-sari store to market more para maging stable at sustainable ang kita ng isang business. Hindi kailangan yung AI. Okay, very, very good question. Okay, this is, I think, valid for for almost everybody na may na may kakilalang may sari-sari stores. For sari-sari stores, yes, it's a good, kumbaga, stable source of income. Definitely, it's not something that you would grow exponentially. But what I wanted you to look out for is how to maximize your profits. Okay? Number one, find products na may bundles. Find products na may freebies. That's where you earn a lot. This is coming from from a son with a mom na may sari-sari store. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa kanya. Second is kaibiganin mo yung mga dicer sa supermarket. Promise, it will repay exponentially. Why? The moment na may promo ang supermarket department stores, they will text you, "Ma'am, sir, may promo, may buy one, take one, what have you." And in exchange for pamahaw, pamerienda, they will do that continuously. Okay? So, leverage, ano yun eh, small things that adds up eventually. Leverage mo yung mga direct sa store, leverage mo yung mga freebies, leverage mo yung pa-extra ng mga ahente sa stores nyo. And that's it. And that's, I think, how you will grow your your sari-sari stores. And if you have substantial capital, guys, ito yung I'm not sure bakit hindi ginagawa dito sa Rojas. I know some na meron, pero if you happen, again, magpa-Iloilo, pakitaan nyo si Soy Sing. It's a warehouse wherein everything is basically factory price. May gamay lang silang atubo, but everything is factory price. And you could buy, I think, minimum 15,000, free delivery na sa Rojas. Kung hindi kaya 15,000 sa ngimo nga sari-sari store, pangita ko po. Okay? I'm saying this based on experience because I did that. And yes, yung mga small increments, small extras, eventually, it will add up. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Good afternoon, sir. Online business has mentioned. Oh, yes, of course. When you say traditional and non-traditional kasi, ano lang yan, it's the strategy of selling your products or engaging your customers. Technically, the way we do business today, it's just shifted from the platforms or channels wherein we course through our products and services, but the products and services is still the same. Meron lang konting ng edge, but definitely traditional businesses are relevant and most often, or if not often, still rakes in a lot of money. Okay? Kumbaga, it's the old adage na don't forget your roots, kumbaga, because these new business models stemmed out from these traditional models, and you could always learn from what the previous successful business owners have done. All right? Okay, I hope, meron. Okay, next. Medyo hirap po kasi gawa ng pandemic na ating naranasan ngayon at ang ibang stocks sinabot ang expiration dahil sobrang tumal. Okay, this is where ano nga to sa accountancy. Paturo ka sa accounting students if you have not taken this, but there's what we call effective order quotient. Joseph, Ma'am Maricar, correct me if I'm wrong. But it's basically finding the right amount of inventory and when to order it. Okay? Kumbaga, you don't buy 100 soft drinks if your demand based on experience is only 50. Okay, something like that. But there's a whole lot of calculation to arrive at that. But my simple suggestion is look at the history, look at the pattern, and yeah, order from it. And based on expiration, medyo matagal naman 2 to 3 years. So the least of your concern siguro is expiration. Sobrang tumal, yeah. But you will find ways, kumbaga, the moment na kailangan mo talagang ibenta, we are creative as Pinoys naturally. So you will eventually. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Not sure if there still are.
Okay, I guess all your queries had been answered. So at this moment, we will proceed to the awarding of Certificate of Appreciation to our guest speaker. Capi State University, Rojas City Main Campus College of Management Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. Jason Mendoza, CPA Resource Speaker, for imparting his valuable insights and inspiration during the 30th Entrepreneurs Week with the theme Resilience Through Change, Embracing the New Normal Towards Student Empowerment and Excellence, held last March 15, 2022, hosted by Young Entrepreneur Society, given this 15th day of March 2022, signed by Dr. Ian D. Arcega, Dean of College of Management. Okay, may we request everyone to open your cameras for our photo session. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. One more. Okay, thank you very much, lovely and handsome entrepreneurs. To conclude this program, okay, to conclude this program, may I call on Ms. Erica Batobalonos, Young Entrepreneur Society President, for her closing remarks.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we end this successful activity, I would like to say To all people behind this successful event, the team, staff, and our very own advisor, Ms. Maricar V. Iyao. Ma'am, thank you so much for the efforts, kindness, and support you have exerted every time. Are highly appreciated. We are proud and hopeful for having you as our advisor. Thank you so much, ma'am. To our resource speaker for this today webinar, we are glad and thankful for having you, sir, Mr. Jason Daza. Sir, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, knowledge, and ideas about doing business in new normal. As entrepreneurship student, we can use this kind of ideas on how to build and manage business and for growth as well. We learn about startups since in these millennial times. We need to think about creative ways in doing business because we are affected in this time of COVID-19 pandemic. So we think on how to improve our quality of life. Sir, thank you so much and we are looking forward to have you again. To our beloved viewers and to my fellow students, thank you so much for attending in this webinar. Your time are most important in this moment. For your active listening and by asking questions to our speaker in this may you all understand the topic that our speaker being discussed. Once again, thank you so much everyone and stay safe and healthy. Have a blessed day everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Reminder for everyone to please accomplish the registration form, attendance form, and the evaluation form to be able to get your certificate. In this time of pandemic, we are all being challenged and tested. But despite of all the negativity around us, let God be our reminder to not let ourselves live in fear, but to live in faith. And that ends our 13th Entrepreneurs Week virtual celebration. I am Ellen Rose Almo. Thank you for joining us today and stay safe. God bless and padayon. See you next time, everyone.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
everyone, please
Thank you,
use the webinar
everyone.
CapSU Mars.
Thank you, Sir Jace. Thank you, Sir Jace.
March on, CapSU, yes. Hold on to the dream of your heart. March on, CapSU, yes. And hold high your head with your pride. March on, CapSU, yes. Persevere in your quest for the truth. Work for quality and service. Strive for excellence, believe in your dreams. Drink from the fountain of wisdom and partake in the banquet of knowledge. Strengthen your wings, spread them wide and soar up high to the sky. March on, CapSU, yes, and hold into the dream of your heart. March on, CapSU, yes, and hold into the dream of your heart.
Welcome to Young Entrepreneur Society, CapSU Main.
Vision, yes, shall be operational as a student.
Welcome to Young Entrepreneur Society, CapSU Main.
Vision, yes, shall be operational as a student organization that enables students to eventually become motivated and productive entrepreneurs, as well as other young people, both whom have the capacity to contribute to economic prosperity and nation building. Mission, yes, commits itself to promote entrepreneurial spirit among BS entrepreneurship students and empower them and other young people by encouraging and promoting entrepreneurship, developing their entrepreneurial skills and competencies by providing a network of students in business organizations, government institutions, and non-government organizations which can contribute to the cause of organization.
Goals: to train young entrepreneurs to become decisive, motivated, and productive, empower them with knowledge and positive ideas which will sharpen their entrepreneurial and management skills. Strong and active linkages with private agencies that have direct or indirect bearing and influence on education, training, and molding young entrepreneurs in a true-to-life business.
Presenting Young Entrepreneur Society CapSU Main officers together with their advisor.
Erica Batubalonos, President. Orograph Jonas Vergara, Vice President Internal. Marlo Few, Vice President External. Rufa de la Torre, Secretary. Jude Brian Dadivas, Treasurer. Annie V. Bantilo, Auditor. Ria Jean Quaterno, Accountant. Rosemay Alborte, PRO. Ellen Rose Olmo, Board of Director, First Year. Vivian Lea Despi, Board of Director, Second Year. Christian John Pabilonia, Board of Director, Third Year. Baby Jean Mahilom, Board of Director, Fourth Year. Maricar V. Iao, CPA, MBA, Advisor. Registration of Young Entrepreneur Society held by YES officers.
College of Management students during the Acquaintance Party AY 2019 to 2020. Executive Committee together with Dr. Josephine O. Morenes and to students who actively participated during the DTI Business Plan Competition 2.0.
Young Entrepreneur Society celebrates 12th Entrepreneurs Week with the theme Empowering Students for Growth and Excellence amidst pandemic with resource speaker Dr. Roel A. Macapagal.
Fernando Bocala and Kimberly Ann Alaban joined Mr. and Miss CM Top Model during 12th Entrepreneurs Week.
YES conducted different seminars and training to achieve its goals to become a productive entrepreneurs.
YES organizational t-shirt.
Entrepreneurship seminars enhancing entrepreneurial mindset, spirit of entrepreneur students, donation drive and gift giving to the target organization who need it the most. YES and 3CM organization together with Extension Services donated goods for CapSU job orders. This is Young Entrepreneur Society, stronger together, Padayon Entrep.